The night has its own kind of wisdom. When the sun sets and the noise of the day slowly fades, the world seems to breathe differently. The streets grow quiet, the stars appear, and silence fills the spaces we usually fill with voices, worries, and thoughts. In this silence, we often discover truths we overlook during the day, and one of those truths is this: life becomes lighter when we learn the art of letting go. So tonight, let me tell you a story not of adventure or conquest, but of a journey within. A story of burdens carried, of stones released, and of a traveler who found freedom not by holding tighter, but by opening his hands. Breathe slowly and walk with me into this tale. There was once a traveler who had been walking for many years. His road had no clear destination. Still, he kept moving forward, step by step. But unlike others who carried tools, food, and a few belongings, his pack was filled with something different. Inside were memories of past mistakes, words he wished he had not spoken, moments he wished he could have changed. There were stones of regret, sharp and heavy. There were fears, shaped like jagged rocks, reminding him of failures that might come tomorrow. And there were doubts, dark and dense, pressing heavily upon his shoulders. The pack was invisible to everyone else. People saw him and thought he looked fine, perhaps even strong. But the weight was real. Each mile grew harder, each step slower, as he dragged the burden of 1,000 yesterdays and the anxieties of countless tomorrows. One evening, after a long day's walk, he came upon a riverbank. The sky was painted in deep shades of purple and gold. As the sun melted into the horizon, he sat down, too weary to go further. The river moved steadily, endlessly, carrying leaves, broken branches, even whole logs. It made no effort to hold on to anything. It simply received, carried, and released. The traveler watched, and something stirred within him. Why do I hold so tightly to what hurts me, when even the river knows how to let go? That night, as the stars appeared overhead, the traveler made a choice. He opened his pack and took out the first stone. It was heavy with the memory of words he had once spoken in anger. He held it for a moment, then whispered, "I forgive myself," and placed it into the river. Current took it without question. Next, he lifted another stone, carved with the shadow of lost opportunities. He whispered, "I cannot change the past, but I can walk forward," and released it. One by one, he took each burden, regrets, mistakes, fears, and doubts, and gave them to the water. Some were harder to let go of, and he held them tightly before surrendering. Some carried tears as he released them. Others brought a small smile of relief. And with each stone released, his body grew lighter, his breath deepened. The world seemed brighter, even in the stillness of night. When at last his pack was empty, he looked up at the stars. The silence was no longer heavy, but gentle. He realized that the weight he had carried for so long had never been required. The river had shown him that life flows more freely when we let go. The traveler walked on, but something had changed. His steps were easier, his eyes more open to the beauty around him. The road was still uncertain, full of unknowns, but he no longer feared them. This is the lesson the Stoics often spoke of. They taught that peace does not come from controlling the world or clutching at the past, but from mastering our own responses. Epictetus reminded us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The traveler understood this now. He could not change the words he had spoken years ago. He could not undo missed chances or erase pain. But he could choose to release them, to let the river carry them away, and to walk forward with lighter steps. we too, like him, carry burdens that no one else can see. Old mistakes, unspoken regrets, worries about what tomorrow may bring. We keep them close, believing we must hold on to them. But perhaps the truth is this: the weight was never ours to carry forever. And so, dear listener, as the night deepens and your breath softens, remember the traveler by the river. Remember the stones he let go of and the freedom he found. You too can set down what no longer serves you. You too can let the current of life carry away the regrets and fears that weigh on your heart. Not everything belongs in your pack. Not every burden is meant to be carried into tomorrow. Close your eyes now and imagine placing one stone of your own into the river. Watch it drift away. Feel your shoulders lighten, and know with gentle certainty that you can always return here to this river within whenever you need peace. Because letting go is not weakness, it is strength. It is the art of freeing yourself so you can walk more lightly into the life that awaits. If this story has eased your mind or touched your heart, let it rest with you tonight. And when the time feels right, share it with someone else who carries stones of their own. For peace grows when it is shared. And if you wish to walk with me again to hear more stories like this, you may gently subscribe, or simply return whenever you need a quiet voice and a calm reminder.